Welcome back. We are now on to our next video. And again, I am here with Brian Jessen with Wintrust Mortgage. And Brian is a wealth of information about different mortgage programs that might be not only available to you, but maybe you know someone who you could offer that information to. And if they need to, just simply have them watch this video. So this next video is about a special first-time buyer program, but there's a lot of nuances that Brian also has to offer. So I'm going to let Brian take it away, and you can tell us anything you want.
I'll try not to be too wordy, and you can always obviously reach out to me and to Celeste for further information and guidance, which is why I think we make such a good partnership together. Our enthusiasm for buyers and our experience together. So this is about a couple things with first-time home buyers. So one thing to be aware of is a lot of times people think of first-time home buyers and they think, okay, that's a 25-year-old, 28-year-old. You can be a 60-year-old first-time home buyer. You could be a 45-year-old first-time home buyer. And the definition within the lending industry is anybody that hasn't owned a home in the last 3 years. So you could have come into whatever area you live in and said, we need to rent for a little bit and get to know the areas and so on before we actually buy. So you could possibly be somebody eligible for these programs. Some of them are location based, some are income based. Can't make more than X amount. So I won't get into that much detail, which is kind of why.
Brian, 1 second. When you said that just now, it sounded like you said someone who has owned in the last 3 years. And I think what you were saying is someone who has not owned in the
Yeah,
last 3 years. Okay,
correct.
just making sure.
Glad, yeah. Someone who has not owned in the last 3 years, it can still be considered a first-time home buyer. So that's good because there's certain programs and advantages if you are considered a first-time home buyer. So, and some of the programs that are available offer funds either for down payment or outright money they'll give you at closing that will help defray a lot of your closing costs. So if you're someone that's like, I don't have a ton of money laying around for the various costs of buying, this is a way to help mitigate that quite a bit. So the one that Celeste has talked about is literally one that I've worked on today. So very familiar with the parameters. So you have to be between 50.
Is this the student loan one?
Yeah, the student
Okay.
one. So it's
Listen to this, you guys. You won't believe this.
I was like, okay, is this like legit? But it is legit. So this person's buying a condominium. He's a first-time home buyer. He fits the income parameters of the program. So what he's getting with his purchase, and he's buying a property, I think it's around $350,000 program, but it can go up to $800,000 of a mortgage. But that wouldn't be typical for a first-time home buyer, and it can be as low as whatever it is. But he's getting from this one program, IDA, he's getting $6,000 basically at closing with.
And that goes towards his closing costs.
Correct. He's getting
Okay.
other program that's piggybacked off of it from the Federal Home Loan Bank. You have to be a bank in order to offer it. Now we're a mortgage company within a bank. So we have that advantage to be able to access this. That's additional $10,000 that's just granted to you at closing. Can be for your down payment or for closing costs or combination. And the exciting third thing in this particular person's situation is if you have up to $40,000 of student loans, that entire amount will be forgiven at closing. Now, that's a lot. I mean, a really lot. Now, if you have more than 40,000, that's where you have to be a little bit creative, where the rest of it has to be paid back at closing as well. But you could get a family gift for that. And frankly, you could work something out with whatever family member that was doing that because you'll actually have more money to possibly pay them back if you needed to. But the fact that you can get $6,000 in one program towards down payment or closing costs, add another 10,000 on top of that, which is 16,000, and get up to $40,000 of student debts forgiven, is the unbelievable, frankly. So
It's incredible. And how many people we know that have been waiting to buy, but they can't afford to buy because of their student loans.
Right. I know. And still, this is just something that's come out. It's only been out for 2 or 3 weeks, but I've already done two of these in process. And just interesting that one of the programs is IDA, Illinois Housing Development Authority. That's the one with the 6,000 and the student loan forgiveness. We're the number one lender in the state of Illinois for that program, IDA. And the other one, the Federal Home Loan Bank, we're so well regarded that we actually get a double allocation. So a lot of these programs, they'll run out of money at some point, whether it be in the summer or fall, depending on the amount of activity. So the fact that this is early in the year, it's January, that this money is going to be available for a while. So if you're getting pre-approved with us and Celeste is out there showing you properties and you're excited about taking advantage of this, there should be money available, certainly in the first half or more of this year. So I think taking advantage of that and kind of getting a jump on it this early in the year, I think is great because it's really, I think for some people, for this one person today, it's really life changing to be able to get out from under his student debt and buy.
Oh my God. Yeah. I'm sorry, Brian, I cut you off. What was that last thing?
We're just life changing to be able to get that forgiven and kind of realize the dream of home ownership at the same time. So I'm excited about it. I think it's really, really cool that these opportunities are popping up for people that haven't had that opportunity in the past.
He must think of you as a fairy godfather.
Well, he's like so excited because obviously his offer was accepted. He's going through the due diligence of his inspection and so on, but he really can't wait to close because he's so excited about being able to own versus rent and not have to worry about his student debt. He's almost in disbelief in a good way, like it's almost too good to be true. And I'm like, we're a very reputable organization. We're not going to present something that isn't true. So he's excited about it.
Well, and listening to this story is the kind of thing that you wish you could offer someone. Like, I've never heard of this before, and I don't know that it's ever been done before.
And I think anyone that's watching this should be thankful that Celeste is trying to get the word out, trying to get this to people so they have the opportunity. It won't necessarily work out for everybody. There's other first-time homebuyer programs as well. So, not that everyone's going to fit in this program, but just the fact that it's available, a number of people will. And the fact that Celeste, is trying to serve all segments of the market and she wants people to be aware and be informed, I think she gets credit for being concerned that people are aware of this.
Well, and I think when we think about our job, most people think we just open up doors, and we do, but there's so much more to our job. And our job is to be responsible in guiding people to opportunities. And most people don't realize what's available because whoever they're working with is not saying something or even proposing, just to say something like, well, I don't know those answers, but the lender does. Have them call Brian. Why would I think that I should know all these programs? I don't, but I meet people like you and I think, damn, who can I talk to? I want them to know about this.
And just like if you say, well, what do you think, Brian? Which of these buildings do you think is better? I'm like, I have no idea. That's what Celeste is there to tell you about which is better or which street is more appropriate or which has better resale value. And the knowledge that she's able to express is like, I'm like, I don't know. I lend money for a living. I'm happy to go. People smile, but when it comes to what you should buy and where you should buy and why you should buy, that's like Celeste, is where her expertise really comes in.
Well, I want you to know I love that you shared all this story with us. And I also want our viewers to know that we are going to continue with this series because there are other programs that Brian offers. And so if there's any thought at all that you're interested in learning more, know that in the description of this video, we have Brian's contact information. We also have my information. And we don't bite. And you can't ask a question that's a stupid question because there are no stupid questions. Our biggest concern is if you don't reach out, we can't help you. So thank you so much for listening, so for watching, and we hope we hear from you. All right.
Yeah. More to come.
Thank you. Take care, and we'll resume on our next video.
Thanks, Celeste. Bye-bye now.
Bye.